YouTube universe. What's going on, all my Hitman and Harley Quinns? You know who it is. It's your favorite mother freaking role model, the Buddhist Wusan with an attitude, Hitman Thornton for Raw Reaction T Vizzle. Now, I'm just going to get right to it about this episode. Strong J, girl. Strong J. Strong J. Doing the damn thing. This is why we watch this show. Okay? This is why we watch this show. To see balls to the wall, kick-ass action like this. This is what I'm talking about. Dare I say? This was probably one of the best episodes of this season. Probably of both seasons. I don't know. I could be wrong. Everyone else has their own, opinion about it. But, and all you haters out there whining and complaining, why didn't Ashley Eckstein play the part of Rosario? Why didn't they get her? She did the voice. She could have done it. Why did it? She's not an actress. Okay? She is not an actress, people. She did a phenomenal job doing the voice of Ahsoka Tano in Rebels and Clone Wars. Yes, she did a phenomenal job. But Rosario Dawson killed it. Killed it. Okay? She looks the part. She looks the part. Come on, people. Plus, Ashley was doing a younger version of her. Okay, younger and then in her teens, and now she's grown. She did miss the little fire, because Ahsoka got a little spark to it. She got a little fire. You know what I'm saying? She got a little attitude. You know what I'm saying? But she was younger. She's much older now, wiser. She probably chilled out a little bit, but she was missing that a little bit. I'll say that little fire, that little spunk she has. But overall, Rosario killed it. She did a phenomenal job at it. Okay, I even got some notes because I didn't want to miss anything. Okay, she looked good, all that. And yes, the head, Leku, I believe it is, her headgear or whatever. It was real, prosthetic, and in the Clone Wars, it was a lot bigger. My guess is it was a lot smaller because all the fighting she had to do. She had to move around real quick. And if it was a lot bigger, it might have been a problem. Maybe they did try it that way at first and then switched it up when they saw it was going to be a problem with her fighting. Okay? But let's just get right to it, people. Let's just get right to it. Okay? The scene opens up just straight to it. No BS. No filter, just straight to it. In the woods. Ahsoka's in the woods doing the damn thing. Got some guards or soldiers after her, trying to snuff her out, trying to get her. She's out there in the darkness, stealth like a ninja. Like a ninja, She's handling business. Okay, those guys ain't ready for it. You are not ready for Ahsoka. For you WWE fans out there, you know what I'm talking about. You know what character I'm talking about. But she's out there handling business. They coming at her, blang, blang, blang. She's been stealth, going invisible, getting down like Jedis do. Okay? Go invisible. They got the force speed where they can go visible. Just fling, 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 fling. Fling, 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 fling. Okay? She's out there handling Wu-Tang. Handling business. Okay, then after she's, had a little appetizer, knocked her little warm-ups out the way. Then she goes to the city, the big wall. There's some more guards up there. Then you got some peoples up there. Okay, you got this lady and her little simp guard, played by Michael Biehn. Michael Biehn, who was in the original Terminator, who was in Aliens, who was also in Tombstone. He played Johnny Ringo. And I got a feeling that's the same type of character he was playing in this episode was Johnny Ringo. It was very almost similar. Okay. But okay, she walks up there and talks to the magistrate who happens to be, because this is another brush of greatness, Diana Lee Inosanto, who is the daughter of Danny Inosanto, a great Filipino screamo martial arts master, and she is also the goddaughter of Bruce Lee. So you recognize the skills, okay? But I don't want to jump the gun. I'm just going to get right to it, okay? She handled that business, went up there to talk to him because obviously they got some beef. They got some issues going on, okay? She walks up to her, walks up to the wall that she's sitting up there, and she just like, this little heifer's trying to, think she own one, okay? And she just basically saying, hey, you know what time it is. You got some info I want. All right, what's cracking? And she's like, oh, I ain't giving you nada. What's up? Hey, bring this little nigga out here. Bring this fool out here. Okay, I got these people I'm about to, is that information more important to these people I'm about to get, that's going to get got? What's up? Basically trying to call her bluff. So Ahsoka's like, oh, okay. You got one day, okay, to think over, because when I come back, again, you got one day, okay, to think about what I want. Okay, and when I come back, you better put some respect on my name and have that info. What's up? And she just turned around like a G and just faded into the darkness, disappeared. I was like, ooh, she a bad beezy, ain't she? She bad. Y'all don't know nothing about that. Y'all ain't ready for her. And her little, the dude played by Michael Biehn, they didn't really say his name. Obviously, he's like some kind of ex-military mercenary, hired gun or whatever. And he's just like, oh, we'll be ready for her when she get back. No, we got this. And Leia's like, okay, if you say so. But she's still trying to look all stone cold. Whatever. And just thought, hey, go lock dude up. All right. Then later on, smash cut, Mandalorian lands with his little homie, and they just chilling. And again, he wants that little ball gear shift thing. So he just like, okay, I'm just going to get right to it because this is cut chase. So he gets his little homie. He's looking around. Okay, we got to go find this girl. So they head to the city. And the little mercenary dude stand on top of the gate. He's like, state your business. Hey, of course, he ain't going to tell him why he's really there. He's just saying, hey, I'm tracking. I'm looking for a little place to crash for a hot minute. I'm tired. And he recognized that he's from the guild. He's a bounty hunter. So he said, okay, you like me. Okay, come on through. Let him in. So he walks in, looks around the city, and you could tell there's guards walking around. So the people are kind of in fear a little bit, even with him walking in there. Okay, he's trying to talk to some of the people, and they're kind of ignoring him. He comes across this dude with his kids in the alley, like, hey, what's cracking? I need some information. And he's like, dude, don't talk to us, man. You can't talk to us because we going to get got if we converse with you. And the guards came up and saying, hey, Miss Boss Lady wants to talk to you, partner. And he was like, oh, okay. So he walks in, talks to the boss lady, find out what she wants. And basically, he's want to hire him to do a job. Basically, he wants to hire him to go after Ahsoka. And he just like, hey, my price is high. It's going to cost you a little. It's going to cost you a lot. Either way, it's going to cost you. But my price is high. And it turns out she has this little bow staff spear that's made out of Beskar, the same stuff that's made out of his suit. Okay, because it's very, very pricey. Basically, his bling suit, his helmet, everything. She's got a spear that's pretty much made out of Beskar, same thing. And he's like, okay, you do this job for me, I'll give you this. So smash cut, let's just get right to it. He goes out there looking for her, but before he leaves, he's standing at the gate. Little mercenary dude's looking at him. Then you notice, the child, aka Baby Yoda's in his pouch, and he just like, oh, what is that? And I'm sure he wanted to say, oh, that's what you call a nunya. None of your business. Get out my face. But basically, he's just saying, oh, just something I keep for luck. Don't worry about it. And he's just like, oh, you're gonna need it. Go ahead. So he goes out there to the woods, and the whole place is like, it looks like it's been burnt. Okay, but obviously they're there plundering the place of its resources. But the whole place looked like it's a wood after a forest fire happened. So he goes out there looking for her, and he's like, okay, these are the coordinates. What's up? Next thing you know, bam, she shows up. Fling, 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 fling. They have a little quick sparring match. And he just like, whoa, 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 hold up, girl. You know, Bo-Katan sent me. You remember her? That's your homie? She sent me. And so she was like, oh, okay. So I'm assuming you're here to talk because of him. She recognized little dude. Not necessarily recognize him, but she's dealt with Yoda before. If you guys haven't seen the Clone Wars, Star Wars Rebels, go back and watch those. But she basically recognized the species because Yoda. So, smash cut. Next thing you know, it's a beautiful full moon night. Her, baby Yoda, sitting there chilling, having a mental, telepathically reading each other's thoughts type of conversation. They're kind of standing there, and she just kind of smiling and grinning like, doing all that. So he comes back. Oh, you understand him? What's going on? What'd you find out? And basically found out his name is Grogu. Grogu. That's the baby's name. Grogu. Really? Mandalorian writers and cast, you couldn't think of a better name? Grogu? Sound like a weird STD out there. From a foreign country. Hey, oh, you got that Grogu. Ugh. Really? Grogu. Okay. Grogu. But he figured out his name and all that. And so they basically have a conversation, figure all this info out. And basically she lays out all this information that finds out that he was born at the Jedi Temple. Not necessarily born there, but he was at the Jedi Temple during the Clone Wars. And obviously during Revenge of the Sith, when the Empire took over and all that, and he was protected, hidden, and then his mind goes dark and he was alone. So that kind of changes the story arc. Now I know that species, Yoda species, lives for a very long time. But you see him as basically a baby right now. So how old was he back then? Okay, it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. Okay, to really figure that out, but it's whatever. Okay, it's the Mandalorian. All right, not to figure out how old the baby was and what we. Okay, it's the Mandalorian, but still, basically lays out all this information of where he's been, what happened to him. Obviously, figured out his name, Grogu. I can't get over that. I can't get over that. Like everybody, a lot of people don't like the name either. Some do, some don't. It's going to take a while. Obviously, it's going to grow on me like a Grogu fungus. Whatever. But anyway, they found out all this information that they need. And so she does a little Jedi training with him and all that. And finds out he's a little shy, nervous, scared. And basically, he's connecting more with the Mandalorian because he brought that little ball out from the little gear shift, the little knob. And she's just like, oh, she sensed, then she held his hand, sensed that he has fear in him. He's connected to him, and which is kind of a bad thing. Because usually when the Jedis have kids, they always want to get them when they're very young before they create an attachment to their parents or their mom or dad, because then that fear builds up of them losing them. And it's Anakin and his mom. So she sensed that in him, so she says she can't train him. But the Mandalorian's like, what? We came all this way. You know what we've been through to get here? And you ain't going to train him? What? But obviously said, I'll do you a favor. We'll take care of this problem because this lady wants me to kill you. But I didn't agree to that. So they go handle that business. So they go back to the city together. First, she goes in first. Goes in, jumps the wall, fling, 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 Wu-Tang. does the damn thing, taking people out left and right. It's so beautiful, poetry and motion, seeing this. Woo! I'm sitting there like this the whole time. Anytime Ahsoka was in action doing the lightsaber, the I don't know if it's a white or silver lightsaber. That's the color of her blade, of her lightsaber. She's up there, fing, 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 and I'm just like, ooh, go ahead, girl, go ahead. And this episode was directed by Dave Filoni, which, he was sitting there just, oh, so good. Because he has a thing for her for some reason. It's his character he created, so he's all about her. but yeah, she's whooping ass left and right in the city when she comes back, killing the guards, killing the droids, just badass action. Then she gets over the other wall that's inside the city where obviously the magistrate is. And then Mandalorian comes in and the mercenary dude sees it. He's like, oh, so you teamed up with her. It's like, obviously, now, what's up? So she gets over the other wall to get to the magistrate, the other lady. And so now they about to have their little Kill Bill off, if you know what I mean. and again, this is the daughter of Danny Inosanto, Diana Lee Inosanto. And I understand she's a stunt woman in Hollywood, so she's been doing her thing for a while. And she's just as badass as her daddy and as her godfather, Bruce Lee. She got skills. It was showing the skills, so put some respect on her name. So, anyway, Magistrate, her, Ahsoka, they have their little fling, 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 their little chick fight, or whatever kind of fight. But it's badass. Ping, ping, ping. Next thing you know, and then for a second, it looked like, she knocked one of her lightsabers out of her hand. She was like, okay, this girl got some skills a little bit. But she's like, all right, I'm tired of playing with this heifer. Fling, 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 fling. Lightsaber right to her throat. And she just like I said, put some respect on my name and tell me where your boss is. And the name she gives is the shot heard around the galaxy. Grand Admiral Thrawn. Wait a minute, make sure I pronounce that name right. Grand Admiral Thrawn. Now, if you've never seen Clone Wars or Star Wars Rebel, you're not going to know. You need to go back and watch that. And obviously he has some books too. Grand Admiral Thrawn. He's the blue dude with the yellow eyes or whatever. And his species is kind of like Star Wars version. The best way to say it is Star Wars version of Vulcans, like on Star Trek. They're very, calculating, very intelligent people. What's his species name? The Chiz. The Chiss or the Chiz, something like that. But they're very calculating people, very smart, very stoic-like, but they a problem. Let's just put it that way. They are a problem. So anyway, she says that. Where is he at? Smash cut. Mandalorian and dude, they have their little OK Corral shootout. But first, they're in the outside having their little OK Corral shootout, and they're hearing all the fighting going on back there. Next you know, he hears that Spears drops. So the little mercenary guy's like, looks like you win. And he's about to put his gun down, trying to be slick about it. Tries to draw his gun. Mandalorian's like, you ain't ready for this. Bam! Wu-Tang! Takes him out. All right. So, smash cut. Next thing you know, all is well now. Mandalorian standing outside the city. Ahsoka comes walking out. Now, we don't know if she killed her or let her live. We don't know. Obviously, she got the info she needed. So, next thing you know, the one guy that he was talking to in the alley, he comes out, and obviously he was like the leader of the city or the king or something like that, because he has a cape that gets put on him, whatever. Mandalorian walks back to his ship, has the child with him. She gives him the spear. they head back to the ship, and she catches up with them later on and says, "You're like a father to the child, but I know where you can go. I still ain't going to teach him, but I know where you can go to get the info you need to find out." Okay, basically, they have to go to this planet called Tython, where I believe one of the first Jedi temples was created. Supposed to take him there, put him on this kind of platform, and to see what happens if he accepts the Force and all that, to see who responds to it. Basically, it's like putting him on there and sending up a flare because there's still supposed to be more Jedis out there, and see who answers. Now, who could answer that? Once he gets placed on that thing and he's puts his Force energy out there to see who responds to it, you know, could Luke respond to it? Could Obi-Wan respond to it? Who knows? That's where we got to find out. But I know I rushed through this whole thing and I probably left out a lot more details, but this episode was just so badass. It was awesome. Dave Filoni did a phenomenal job with this episode. Yeah, there were some issues with it, but overall, loved it. No complaints from me. I thought it was badass. This is what we're talking about. This is the reason why we watch this show. Not to mention, it looked realistic. It looked believable too. Okay, not overly CGI too much either. But just make sure anything else I might have left out. Check my notes here. No, that's pretty much it. They were on the planet Corvus, and the city was called Calodon or something like that. So, but yeah, I thought this was awesome. This was badass. And we're probably starting to see more and more actors now probably ringing their phone like, "Hey, you got a spot open for me on your show next time?" Trust me, people, they're gonna be coming. They're gonna hate, but trust me, they're gonna want to be on the show, especially when they see how well their other fellow actors are doing on the show. But I thought this episode was badass. Rosario Dawson did a phenomenal job. Michael Biehn was awesome. Diana Santo was awesome. Show was phenomenal. I had a good time watching it. Need to see more of these. Need to see more episodes like this. And again, I guess there's some little drama going on with Rosario Dawson. Some, not necessarily political drama, but just some other false claims that someone tries to say that she's basically just someone trying to accuse her of something that's not true. So, man, haters are gonna hate, especially when you blow up or do something good. So, leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think. And at that same time, as you leave me comments, hit like, subscribe, share. Let me know if there's anything you liked about the episode, anything I might have missed. So, until next time, Hitman Thornton for Raw Reaction TV, the Buddhist with an attitude, your favorite motherfucking role model. Until next time, this is the way. Peace out, bitches.